This is my Nissan Pulsar GTIR. This was Nissan's attempt at going rallying and is possibly the most unique rally-inspired road car that any manufacturer has built. Or is it? If you're not familiar with the GTIR, here's a quick overview. It was developed by Nissan's motorsport division Nismo for entry into the World Rally Championship. Based on the N14 platform, the rear doors and boot were removed in favour of a 3-door hatch design. The front end was redesigned, which included the distinctive bonnet scoop. More power came by the way of a turbocharged 4-cylinder engine, and the driveline was converted to 4-wheel drive. And voila, the GTIR was born. Early testing with Tommy Macadam was promising. However, it ultimately had mixed success in the WRC. Despite its relatively short production run, Nissan produced around 15,000 units. The majority of cars were made in black, however other colours available were super red, super white, ivory white, bluish grey, and the rarest colour, green metallic, with only 100 units produced. Some say this colour was a precursor to Millennium J, available on the later model R34 GTR Skyline. The car is powered by the well-known SR20 DET engine, with the GTIR receiving quad throttle bodies. This combination makes around 170 kilowatts or 227 horsepower and is paired to a 5-speed manual gearbox. There's a lot about this car I love: the 90s JDM styling, the quirkiness of the design including this weird umbrella holder, and the distinctive bonnet scoop. The interior features sports seats, a leather-wrapped steering wheel, and a trio of centre gauges which are the same as those found on an R32 GTR. Alright, so back to my GTIR. I purchased the car in January 2020 sight unseen, although I did have it inspected prior to purchase. The car was located on the other side of Australia, some 3,500 kilometres from where I live. It's in fairly good condition for its age, but it does need some work. The previous owner used it as a daily driver, so the 183,000 kilometres it's travelled is low for the age of the car, however higher than some of the other versions out there. I took possession of the car in March 2020. It did need some work to get on the road. To date, I removed the old window tints, updated the suspension, removed excess stereo wiring, and cleaned up a few items in the interior. I don't know a lot about the history of the car, but it appears to have been imported into Australia around 1997 and has been relatively well maintained. It currently runs an old chipped Tomei computer, a SARD boost controller which no longer appears to work, and a Tomei exhaust. Most importantly, the clutch and starter motor have been replaced, a job that requires the engine and gearbox to be removed from the car. It feels to be down on power, particularly through the mid-range. This will be addressed in due course. I want to get the car driving like it did from factory, maybe with a little more power. However, I just want it to be reliable, so I won't be asking too much from the 30-year-old engine and gearbox. The previous owner wrapped the roof in this Nismo-inspired theme. I'm not sure whether I'll keep it. I'm concerned about the condition of the paint underneath the wrap, so that's probably something to tackle down the line. When I think about this car, I have 3 main goals. Firstly, getting the car on the road and registered, which has been completed. Secondly, getting the car running correctly. This will involve some form of a tune and likely an ECU upgrade. And then thirdly, generally tidying the car up and getting it to look and run as factory as possible. Now I just need to get going.